Sure, and that's what I love about you, Bill. Like you are a living testimony that your circumstances don't define who you are, right?
Mm,
Like if you look at your life and you say, okay, I came from divorce, and I know that you've had some other struggles
yeah. Oh
in
yeah.
your life that we haven't brought up yet, but you've had just like everybody, you've had tremendous struggles, but you haven't let those define you. Like the fact that you have gone directly into that, right? Like you haven't let those things, those pains, those wounds define who you are. You've said, no, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to be better than that. I'm not going to let that define who I am. And I'm going to become who God has called me to be. And it's so beautiful. Like as you were talking, I thought, man, like he's in the place he's supposed to be, all these attacks on the family. And that's what the
Mm,
devil is trying to do in our lives all the time, right?
hmm.
He wants to destroy the family. I mean, that's his main purpose. All you got to do is look around the culture and see
Exactly.
abortion and divorce and gender
Oh
dysphoria and
man.
transhumanism and all of this stuff. And it's like, it's all directed at, I want to destroy the family. And there was
Yeah.
attempts in your upbringing and in your life, whether it was with your parents when you were younger or even in your marriage with some difficulties that you've had to go through that, with infertility, if you don't mind me bringing that up.
Yeah. We will talk about it. Yeah.
But you have said, like, I'm not going to let that define me. Like, I'm going to be a gift. I'm going to be what maybe I didn't have at certain times in my life. I'm going to be that for others. And that's what I love so much. Like that I find so, gosh, just, I don't even know the word I want to use, but like just so attractive about you is that you just you say I'm going to be better, right? Like I'm going to be different. I'm not
Mm,
going to let these things control who I am or the direction of my life. I realize that God has a plan for me, and through all of these sufferings, beauty has come out of it. I mean, we mentioned infertility, but you have four wonderful adopted, just beautiful children that are amazing. Like I love every one of them, like they're my own from just your videos and pictures. But like that's the thing. Like that's what speaks to me so much about your story is that you haven't let it define you. And a lot of times we see men, we get caught up in our circumstances and we kind of throw our hands up in the air and say, well, I can't help it. This is just the hand I was dealt. Or,
mm,
I can hear it in myself. I love my father. We had a great relationship, but there was obviously some father wounds there too. And I see them come out sometimes
yeah.
when responding to my children and things like that. But Bill, like, that's what I find so amazing about you is just the way that you live your life, that it's so genuine and you haven't let those things just define who you are and how you're going to live your life.
Well, John, thanks for that. But man, we're all in it, right? I mean, thank
Sure.
you, but we're all in it. To me, this is the light that keeps dawning. And I just turned 51.
Yeah. Happy birthday, by the
Yeah,
way, a couple days ago.
thanks, brother. Thank you. Yeah. So, half a century. It's pretty wild to think about that. But I still feel sometimes you still feel like that little kid under the father's gaze, like still learning, still growing. But I have discovered that through that, that kind of like early wound of that, the struggles that it creates, finding your identity, finding out who you are when your family is sundered, going through the crosses that the Lord puts in your path. Uh, we got to get rid of this idea that I shouldn't be suffering. Like, why is it so hard? Lord,
Mm,
where's the happily ever after? Like, I love you. And don't you want me to be happy? It's funny, like we're in a broken world, John, right? I mean, it is so clearly abundant. We're in a fallen,
yeah.
broken
Oh,
world.
yeah.
And the amazing thing that we come to discover is the very like the things we run away from sometimes or try to bury or the things that make us bitter, like, man, why did this happen to me? And I don't deserve this and I deserve better. It's like the Lord is trying to tell us, look, it's a broken world. And now these are from the shards of that brokenness. I'm making tools. I'm going to make these. He can do anything, right? I'm going to use the broken bits now to carve away and shape you into this awesome man. I'm going to
Mm,
allow this to happen in my permissive will. I'm going to let this unfold. Trust me here. And I'm discovering this every day, right? It's
sure.
like, trust me. Don't run from the suffering. It's the very chisel and hammer that I'm using to make you into a masterpiece if you just trust me. And it's wild, right? We sometimes like, no, it shouldn't be like this, right? It's supposed to be a garden of roses, and no, it's not. Where'd you get that
Yeah,
idea? I think
that's
I
right.
think Jesus said something in the Gospels about suffering and a cross or something. Is there something about
That's
that?
right. The whole
Yeah,
the
yeah.
world will hate you stuff and all
Something about yeah,
that.
something about picking up the cross every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
every day.